Hey, sports fans, it's HipHoppa here, and you're watching Hoppa's Hip Tips. And today, I wasn't going to do this, but um, I thought I would just give my take on the new Tourney ban list here. The reason I wasn't going to do it is because I don't, honestly, I don't play a whole lot of Tourney. And, so it's like, so when I do play Tourney, I'm like, okay. I need to, I'm usually doing a mission or something, but I'll just go and say I want, this clan and this clan, and then I'll go and check and see, like in Collection Pro, like what's banned and what's not. I mean, that's basically how I make decks. So it's like, you know, I mean, I don't really care about what is and isn't banned at any given time, generally, because I'm just, I'm just making decks on the fly. I'm playing Tourney every now and then. However, I do want to talk about a couple things here. Um, so basically, you have like Missandei and Crook. Missandei, Crook, Figaro, Rob CR, and Pandora are banned in Type 1. And then they unbanned Thormund and Deathwing. And, okay, whatever. I guess Dominion and La Junta got buffs there. And, these other clans got nerfed a little. And that's fine. I don't really care about that. Type 2 bans, Missandei, Crook, again. So they're like completely banned from tourney play, those two, which I think that's kind of funny, but whatever. Sue, Amir, Hugo, and Pandora were all banned. And then you got a bunch of cards back in. So, so Nightmare lost Pandora but gets Gumbo, which, Gumbo's a pretty sweet card. Let's see, Amir. So All-Stars just straight up got nerfed because they lost Amir and they don't get anyone back. Rescue lost Sue and don't get any replacement for her. And what else here? So Hugo's banned in Type 2, which, okay, he's a leader. I kind of think it's funny when they ban leaders in certain modes, because it's like, I don't know, it just seems like leaders should be playable in most modes, right? I don't know, maybe not. I mean, they seem kind of like legend cards, right? I mean, legend cards should be playable in every mode, but anyway, so for Type 2, La Junta gets Pilskin back, Raptors get Phasa back, Oriole is back for Junks, and Scylla. This is kind of a weird one, I thought. Vortex gets Scylla back, and back a while ago they banned like most DR cards from tourney play, because like, I guess they didn't, they slow down the game, or they're not in the spirit of tourney or whatever, right? But now they're bringing Scylla back, so that's kind of odd. I guess she's is she Equalizer or Growth? I forget. Should be Equalizer, right? Yeah, so she's Equalizer, which I don't know why you would bring her back in Type 2. That doesn't make sense. I mean, that's where her Equalizer's probably going to be most effective, right? So you're bringing back a highly effective DR card when, DR's kind of like not the thing in Tourney. I don't know. I think that's kind of odd. And then, of course, Quetzal CR comes back for Huracan, and that's pretty crazy. He's like, I don't know, he's a pretty badass card. I mean, I guess he only has 6 damage, but I don't know. It seems like a huge buff for Huracan, but guess we'll see. So I don't know why they would bring back Scylla. That doesn't really make sense, but whatever. But one thing I wanted to talk about though is like cards like Missandei and Crook. These big survivor cards. They're like completely banned from Tourney now, right? So you can only use them in Survivor T3 or in ELO up to EFC Tower, which I just checked. So they're highly restricted, and but something I think is weird is they have 4-star forms on both of these cards, right? What I mean by that, is that you can play them semi-evoed at 4 stars and still get like a decent ability out of them. So Missandei, for example, has her ability at 4 stars, and she's an 8/5 at 4 stars. So I mean, that's a pretty decent 4-star. Crook's the same way. He has his ability at 4 stars, and I think he's an 8/5 as well. So at 4 stars, you can still play this card and get mileage out of it. Now that really doesn't matter in T3 at all, I don't think, because in T3 you may as well, playing them in a weaker form just isn't really like, that's not going to get you anything except maybe like forcing your opponent to go first. But I don't think that's a really great reason to use a semi-evoed card. So really, they're only semi-evoed forms are only decent in ELO, right? In EFC mode. And on cards like these two, it makes sense. Like they're usable up to EFC Tower, but there are certain cards like Death Adder, who let me look at Death Adder for a second. So Death Adder he also has a semi-evo form. You can play him as a 4-star, but he's only usable in dark corners. So when you have cards like this, oops, that's the wrong page, sorry. So when you have Death Adder in, okay, he's also banned in T1 and T2 Tourney, okay? And, but he's only usable, you can only use him in ELO mode in dark corners, okay? So basically you can play this guy in dark corners in EFC mode and in Survivor T3. Again, what's the point of him having a semi-evo form if you can only play him in dark corners, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You can play him in dark corners, or you can play him in Survivor T3. And like I said, in Survivor T3, you really don't want to play a semi-evo card. That's just you're just kind of handicapping yourself because there's no star limit in T3, right? I mean, you can just, you can play all your big cards. You may as well play this at 5 stars, right, and get the most, get the most bang for your buck. So it bugs me that when they start restricting these cards that have semi-evo forms, I mean, who knows? Like Crook and Missandei may very well, they may very well be restricted later on here in EFC mode, and then what? Right? Then it's like, I guess the point is, I guess we should use Crook and Missandei in their 4-star forms while we can in EFC mode, before they get like banned down to dark corners like Death Adder is, but I don't know why they make, these cards semi-evo and then like restrict the crap out of them. You know what I mean? Just doesn't really make sense to me. But anyway, those are the bans. Like I said, I don't think, they don't really affect me all that much. I mean, all this is going to do is be like, the next time I go to make a Type 2 deck with Pandora in it, I'll be like, oh, I guess I can't use Pandora. Guess I've got to use someone else. I mean, right? Like, that's fine. I guess, I don't play Tourney regularly enough for this really to affect me all that much. So if it does affect you, though, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of these bans, and how it affects you. Because if it's a thing, it's a thing, and I want to hear about it. So that's my take. I know that wasn't like super informative, but there you go. This has been a special edition of Hoppa's Hip Tips with me, HipHoppa. Join me later today when I'll have my EFC video out, and we'll play 10 games in EFC together. So please like and subscribe, and tell your friends, and ring the bell, and join my guild, Hip Hop Messiahs, and I will see you later. Thanks, guys.